I don't say this lightly, but Hytale might be the first game I've ever played that genuinely feels like Minecraft 2. Not a clone, not just inspired by it, a real evolution of the idea.
I'm better than you.
And what's wild is that this game already feels more complete in early access than Minecraft did in its early days. So today I want to break down why Hytale has so much promise, why I truly believe it could become one of the biggest sandbox games out there, and stick around because near the end of this video I'm also going to show you how you can download and play Hytale on a Steam Deck even though it's not available on the Steam store yet. If you're into games like Hytale, Minecraft, and Core Keeper, and hidden gems, and upcoming titles with serious potential, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to Lunar Arcade. It genuinely helps the channel grow, and I truly appreciate every single one of you who watches these videos. We're closing in on 4,000 subscribers and I wouldn't be here without your support. Alright, let's jump into it. At its core, Hytale is a sandbox RPG built in a voxel-based world, but calling it Minecraft-like honestly undersells what's going on here. You've got open world exploration, creative building, survival mechanics, RPG-style combat, and a full modding framework directly into the engine, but what really stands out to me is how intentional everything feels. Movement feels deliberate, combat feels structured, the world feels designed, not just generated. Now there is procedural generation involved, but there's a lot more going on under the hood than you might expect. You can create portals to make it easier to travel to and from places, but there are also portals that take you to other worlds, which have their own biomes. Now Minecraft has something similar to this, but this is much bigger in scope. This already feels like a game that knows exactly what it wants to be. One of the first things that sold me on Hytale was movement. Your character can actually climb up ledges instead of missing a jump and falling back down repeatedly like in Minecraft. It sounds small, but once you experience it, you never want to go back. Swimming is another great example. You don't automatically sink. Your character naturally floats on the surface and only dives when you press crouch. If you hit the bottom, your character will actually walk along the floor below the surface of the water, and you have to jump to start swimming again. Another thing I absolutely love, and this really adds up over time, is character animation. Compared to Minecraft, the difference is honestly huge. Your character has facial expressions, their eyes blink, look around, eyebrows raise, they feel alive. And when you eat food, your character doesn't just hold it, there's a real eating animation and their mouth actually moves. I'm playing a character with a more vampire-like mouth, so seeing that chewing animation in action is just really cool. Capes also look a lot better in my opinion compared to Minecraft, and even how they animate. There's just so much more detail on the clothing and characters. All of these animations stack together, and when they do, Hytale starts feeling less like a block game and more like a living world. Combat is another area where Hytale already feels better, and this is still early access. Attacks feel more responsive, enemy animations are clearer. This isn't just swinging until something works, it feels like a foundation that's going to keep evolving and improving. Weapons have special attacks when you press and hold the attack button, and they differ from weapon to weapon. So the sword is a stab move, while the daggers is a leap stab move, and actually one of my favorites. But there are also bows and crossbows, and as you keep attacking, you build up power, and once the power is built up, you can do a special attack with your weapons. But there's also magic and necromancy abilities and attacks. And the fact that it already feels this good now makes me really excited about where it's headed. Customization is where Hytale really shines. Doors, chests, decorations, furniture, everything feels more detailed and expressive than what I'm used to seeing in Minecraft. Character customization is deep, and one thing I'm especially excited about is that the devs are adding character template saves very soon. That means you'll be able to save and quickly load your favorite character's designs, which is a smart quality of life feature. It shows how quickly they're streamlining and improving the experience. One of the biggest reasons I believe in Hytale is the developer transparency. They're constantly posting updates, dev blogs, and breakdowns showing what they're working on, what's coming next, and how systems are evolving. On top of that, the modding community is already doing incredible things. When a game is built with modding in mind from day one, that's how you get longevity, and Hytale clearly understands that. We already know that Hytale's engine supports cinematic cutscenes and story-driven content. Adventure mode isn't playable yet, it's locked away for now, but what they've shown proves that this game can support a full narrative experience. That's something that Minecraft never really aimed for in the same way, and it's one of the biggest reasons Hytale feels like such a step forward. So when I say Hytale feels like Minecraft 2, I don't mean replacing Minecraft, I mean evolving the idea. If the developers keep this momentum, this could be one of the biggest sandbox games we've seen in years. Mark my words. Alright, let's switch gears. If you're interested in playing Hytale on the Steam Deck, even though it's not officially on Steam yet, here's exactly how you can do that. So, you cannot get Hytale through the Steam store. Obviously, you're going to have to do it through the official website. So you're going to want to open up desktop mode, open up a web browser. You can just Google Hytale download like I did here, and then you can click on that. It should detect and say download for Linux. If not, you should be able to find it on that page. You're going to click the download. It's going to give you a flat pack. So if I go over to my download section here, you're going to see the Hytale launcher latest flat pack. So you just double click on that. Once you do that, it's going to open up this menu, and then you can just install it here. You might be able to search for the flat pack directly through here. I haven't tried that yet. I just went to their website and downloaded it. But you do that, install it, and then on your desktop, you're going to see the Hytale launcher. So you're going to run that, let it run its updates, and then the game will be installed, but you're not done yet. So what you're going to want to do for anyone new to this, whenever you install games this way, if you want to add it to the Steam store, you just right click, and then you're going to select add to Steam. But when you do that, it's not going to have any images or background because it's not an official Steam game, so it's not going to know what to do with it. You're going to want to go to steamgridb.com. You can see the website right there, steamgridb.com, and then you can just search for any game that you want to put on there. So in this case, we're looking up Hytale. You can see all of the covers you could ever want for any particular game, and it has all the different types. So grids, have your grids, your heroes, have your heroes, your logos, and even icons. And you just want to download them somewhere, save them to a folder that you can recognize. But in this case, I'll show you how to do that in desktop mode. You can do this in the game mode as well, and there are also mods for this. But if I open up Steam, go to my library, and then we look up Hytale, we're going to go to Properties, Customization, and here is where you can set up each of those. So for example, for the cover, I just click on that, click change, and it's going to go to my folder that I set up. I already did this before, so that's why it already knows where to look. So if I go to Hytale, and then I just click the little X button here because it always defaults to like JPEG. So if you click the little X, it'll remove that, and you can see the different PNGs that you have stored. So if I select one of these and then click open, it's going to save it, and then you'll see that there. And then you want to do this for each of those. So you want to do that for your background, for your logo, and your wide cover. And then after you do that, it's going to appear in the store correctly. This was the most recent game that I played. That's why you're seeing this wider logo instead of the logo like this. But if I ended up playing something else, you're going to see the normal logo. And that's pretty much it. You can play it in desktop mode if you want to, but you can also play it in the regular game mode outside of the desktop version. And a quick note here, there is no seamless saving between devices. So because it's not a part of the Steam store yet, you don't have those cloud sync saves. If you want to play your save that you were playing on your PC, you're going to have to transfer those saves manually. And I set up a system for myself to make it easier on me, and you can do the same. First, you want to download the folder from this location on Windows. Then you can upload your folders to the cloud or use a USB to transfer. Then next, you actually want to transfer that folder to this location on the Steam Deck. If you use a cloud service, you're going to have to actually extract the folder. Then you can delete the old folder and then drop the new folder in. That way you can avoid the overwrite prompt. That's it, and you do the opposite to get it back on your computer. Before you jump in, I also want to mention that I created a custom Steam Deck controller layout that you can download directly from the Steam controller community. If you search for Hytale and look for a layout by Lunar Arcade, you'll find it there. This layout is designed so you can get straight into gaming without having to figure out which controls work best. I'm using every button on the Steam Deck, including the back button, so everything feels natural and efficient. I even set it up so that pressing the X button activates the gyroscope, which lets you use gyro aiming for extra precision with bows, crossbows, spells, or anything that benefits from fine control. It works really well, and it's the layout I personally use, so if you want a solid starting point, I definitely recommend checking it out. And of course, you can even tweak those controls, and I won't take it personally. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more Hytale gameplay, check out my live stream playlist where I spend time actually playing the game and exploring what it has to offer. I also cover and stream other survival style games like Core Keeper, which honestly feels like Stardew Valley and Minecraft had a baby, and those are in the live stream playlist as well. If there's something I miss or something you want to see next, drop it in the comments and I'll do my best to include it in a future video. Thanks again for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. This is Lunar, signing off.